Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I will be reviewing Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 1 and 2, and we're gonna see which games are good and still really fun today. And now let's get to the review. The very first Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare was originally released on February 25th, 2014 as a timed exclusive on the Xbox 360 and Xbox One, and in June and August of 2014 on Windows and PlayStation 3 and 4, and the game is still really fun to play in my opinion, and all of the modes are still fun. And now let's talk about the modes. The game features a cooperative mode and several competitive multiplayer modes. Garden Ops has up to 4 players take control of the plants defending a garden through 10 zombie waves, with some waves being boss waves, in which a slot machine would spawn different boss characters or reward players with coins. After the last wave, the plants run to an extraction point and survive until they are evacuated. And this was a fun game mode, but my only complaint was you couldn't play as the zombies in this mode. In boss mode, players can take the role of Dr. Zomboss or Crazy Dave for the zombies and plant side, respectively, who circle high above the battlefield in a flying contraption to send support to players in the ground by activating radar scans, healings, resurrecting fallen teammates, and launching airstrikes. This mode is available for Xbox Smart Glass and Kinect users. There was also a split screen mode, but it was exclusive to PS4 and Xbox One. In multiplayer, up to 24 players can compete with each other in various multiplayer modes. Team Vanquish is a team deathmatch variant similar to Call of Duty and Battlefield, which ends when one of the two teams knock out 50 opponents to win the game. In Gardens and Graveyards, players either capture as the zombies or defend as the plants in various objectives in an expanding map. The last objective on the map is always unique for each map. Suburbanation, released as part of the Suburbanation Pack free DLC, is a classic back and forth zone capture game mode in which teams must complete for control of 3 different zones, with each zone granting the team points based off how long the zone is held. Securing all 3 zones will trigger suburbanation, where point production is greatly increased and players on the team with suburbanation active are granted additional coin bonuses. The first team to reach 100 suburbanation points wins the game. There is also Gnome Bomb, in which both factions attempt to take a respawning object, the Gnome Bomb, to the opposition camp's base and then detonate it. And Taco Bandits, released as part of the Legends of the Lawn free DLC, where the zombies attempt to steal 3 tacos from Crazy Dave's taco stand and deliver them to Dr. Zomboss Mothership Tractor Beam, while the plants attempt to defend the taco at all costs. In conclusion, PvZ Garden Warfare is a really fun game to play, and all the modes are fun, but another problem I have with the game is it requires Xbox Live Gold and PlayStation Plus on the PS4 version just to play it, which kind of sucked, because if you don't have Gold or PlayStation Plus or internet, you can't play the game, and there's also no solo mode to play offline. Besides the criticisms I just said, the game was really fun, and I have a lot of memories with the game. So Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare gets a 7 out of 10. And now let's move on to Garden Warfare 2. After getting announced during E3 2015, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 was released on February 23, 2016 on Windows, PS4, and Xbox One, the mostly favorable reviews. And this is definitely the best out of the two games because all of the problems I had with the first game were fixed in this game. They added a solo mode where you can play all of the game modes by yourself, which meant no more Xbox Live Gold or PlayStation Plus requirements. And they also added a local split screen mode, so now you could play all the modes with a buddy or with a family member. There were also new characters added to the game. The new plant characters are Citron, Rose, Colonel Corn, and Torchwood, and the new zombie characters are Imp, Superbrains, Captain Deadbeard, and Hovergoat 3000. They also added Graveyard Ops, which is a zombie version of Garden Ops, and now let's move on to the game modes. Almost all of the modes from Garden Warfare returned. The only mode not returning is Taco Bandits. And all the modes that returned were exactly the same, so I'll be just listing the new modes. Backyard Battleground, a hub world for the player, which is a large map divided into two, with the plants on one side of the backyard and the zombies being on the other. In the middle, the plants and zombies force fighting each other constantly, and is where the flag of power game mode is located. The player can access Garden Ops and Graveyard Ops modes through Crazy Dave's RV or Dr. Zomboss's blimp in each side's base, and can access every other mode through the multiplayer portal, where they can choose to play any mode solo, private with friends, or go online in multiplayer. Players can also do daily quests on the quest board to complete challenges. You can also promote your characters to higher ranks in the stats room, complete quests around the backyard, can also take part in solo story quests for either Crazy Dave or Dr. Zomboss for any NPC characters. There's also a sewer system where the player can find hidden areas and the new Crazy Targets shooting range. Flag of Power, a King of the Hill inspired mode, in which the player must defend the Flag of Power from the opposite faction, who will constantly send out waves of enemies, with each wave being more difficult than the one before. After each wave, the player must be rewarded with coins in between each wave. A crate will be open for the players to break open, and doing so will release an AI reinforcement, which that will help the player fight. The mode is endless, so the player cannot actually win, which will rather see how long they can keep the flag raised. The game ends when the flag drops completely. Herbal Assault, a game mode which is the opposite of gardens and graveyards, where the players can either capture as plants or defend as zombies in various objectives. Boss Hunt, a cooperative game mode that usually is held once a month. This requires a team of 4 or less to defeat a boss that will have more or less health depending on the difficulty. The difficulty is chosen by choosing the normal, enhanced, or scrumptious version of the item on the platter. Cats vs. Dinos is a last team standing style game with no respawn. This was a limited time mode usually held once every month. Soil Survivors, a battle royale style mode with a max of 12 players. It is similar to Cats vs. Dinos in that each player has 1 life per round. The round ends when all of one team is eliminated. Each match is a first to 3 round wins to decide the winning team. There is also a shrinking zone mechanic in this mode, and when a player leaves the shrinking zone, they take continuous heavy damage to prevent camping. In conclusion, PvZ Garden Warfare 2 was a great game, and I never had any problems besides the laggy servers at times. The game was well balanced for the most part, besides some of the quests were difficult and the overpowered characters. The game is definitely worth the money, so Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 gets a 9 out of 10. Personally, I really like both games, and I poured thousands of hours into both games, and they are still fun games. And I forgot to mention in the Garden Warfare 2 segment of the video that there was a feature where you could transfer your Garden Warfare 1 characters into Garden Warfare 2. If you played on the Xbox 360, you could transfer your characters to Garden Warfare 2 on the Xbox One. And it was the same where you could transfer from PS3 to PS4. But the feature was removed in March of 2017. I forgot to mention that I played both games back to back in one sitting when I made the video. Looks like we reached the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will do a review on Battle for Neighborville in the future. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.